Indeed, the 2022 President's Conference was a success. County Farm Bureau presidents from across the state gathered in Franklin to learn about and discuss the issues facing agriculture.
It's just good to be out and be face-to-face, talk with each other, in that manner instead of having to do Zoom calls and all that kind of thing. It's just refreshing. Talk about the issues of the day, especially in a year like this where we've got an election cycle going, midterm elections are here. Next year going to be writing the farm bill. That's going to be a big thing. We're already working on that. It always seems to have a really good educational value, and having our folks get together and talk with one another have a lot of benefit to that.
Everybody works together and we come to an agreement on a lot of stuff that we need to talk about and help the organization and help our local farm bureau and our local farmers. I'd like to come up here and learn stuff that I can carry back home to make our organization at the home office stronger and help our local board to be more vigilant on what we can do and what we need to do as board members to help support the state and our local organizations as well.
Being able to bounce off ideas off of other county presidents and see kind of how the inner workings of theirs does and compare it to ours and share ideas, it's really good. And just to have that camaraderie, to be able to know there's folks you can reach out to that are experiencing the same thing, going through the same stuff that you are, really helps. This is kind of the kickoff to the policy season, so they get to hear from some of these folks, some of the issues we're fixing to discuss as a bureau. We've heard about those topics over the last couple of days.
And those topics were covered by an array of speakers with vast knowledge of the issues facing Tennessee agriculture. First up was Republican Congressman from Pennsylvania, G.T. Thompson, who serves as the ranking member of the House Ag Committee. He spoke a lot about crafting the upcoming farm bill.
My goal, actually, and I work hard to do this, is to be the voice of all American agriculture. We need to get this policy right. It's more than the food and the fiber. It's the rural economy. And as I like to say, without a robust rural economy, every American family, starting with those who live in big cities, are going to wake up in the cold, dark, and hungry. And the more that I come to Tennessee and learn about cotton, they're going to wake up naked, too.
Likewise, Dr. Bart Fisher with the Agriculture and Food Policy Center at Texas A&M also discussed the Farm Bill.
Agriculture faces risks that others just simply do not, right? The market is out of their control. The weather is out of their control. And so the safety net's incredibly important. Not for guaranteeing an income, but for helping ensure that they can stay in business if disaster strikes. And so that's what the Farm Bill does. It delivers those tools for growers to provide some certainty over the next 5 years. We all know that what goes on in Washington doesn't necessarily always translate in the countryside, and so to the extent that we can help advise and do research on their behalf to help them make better decisions, that's really what we're designed to do.
A group of 4 Tennessee ag leaders sat on the Face the State panel to address topics specific to Tennessee agriculture. 2 of the panelists included TWRA Director Jason Maxedon and State FSA Director John Litz.
We've got to make our part of government effective. And the way we make it effective is we make those county agencies, those county offices out there, we make them be more productive and make it easier for a farmer to come in and be able to get what he needs from our office.
Farm Bureau is one of our greatest partners and greatest allies, and it's just good to be able to work together to serve farmers. We want to be able to help farmers. If they're having crop damage or something's going on with their crops, we want to be able to provide opportunities or ways for them to be able to help protect their crops.
And Dr. Donald Bruce with the Boyd Center for Business and Economic Research at UTK gave our farmers an update on the outlook of Tennessee's economy.
We're in really good shape as a state of Tennessee because we have invested in low taxes and really fertile business climate right now. We've added almost 100,000 jobs in Tennessee since early 2020. So during the pandemic, we lost a lot of our workforce, but they've come back and we've actually added more to that.
Tennessee Commissioner of Education Benny Schwinn gave an update on education in the state and the Lee administration's effort to strengthen vocational ag training in schools.
Ag is one of the foundations of our economy here in Tennessee. Some of the most innovative and interesting programs in our high schools are through ag education, and it's one of the things that I think is going to continue to push our economy forward. We've got jobs and good paying jobs and critical jobs to our economy in agriculture, and we've got to open up those opportunities for students. But we also need to make sure that students who do not go into ag understand where their food comes from, how it's made, how hard it is because when they're eating dinner every night at the dinner table, they need to know what went into getting that food on that plate. And it just brings that kind of perspective that I think is good for the industry overall. And it is, again, the bedrock of our economy here in Tennessee.
The conference wasn't all business, though. Attendees gathered at the factory in Franklin for a night of fellowship. And the retiring chairman of the Tennessee House Ag Committee, Curtis Halford, was recognized for his service to Tennessee agriculture.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, because I know what Farm Bureau means to you guys that are sitting out here.
Farm Bureau is a grassroots organization, and we take pride in that. We try to be the voice of agriculture.